What's up, y'all? It's Elijah, aka No Bread E, and this is Shoe Contact episode 6. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and introduce yourself, fellas.
My name's Tay. It's been a while. I know I was in the first 3 episodes, but they kicked me off the show for a minute. I'm back. Let's get to it.
It's your boy as always, Dark Edition Bleo. I'm always in here. I'm not going anywhere. We here.
It's your boy Booker Mal in the building. Yeah, I'm ready. You already know.
What's good? I'm back, man. It's your boy Danny, aka Tuna, aka OG. I'm back giving my hot takes. This might be a hot episode, man. Second consecutive episode, so must be doing something right.
All right, fellas, let's get into it, not to waste anybody's time. First shoe for retail or resale is these Panda restocks. How we feeling about these?
Man, I feel like if you don't have a Panda by now, like
I was about to say,
you just don't want them. Like they're restocking them every week, every day for the most part. I know it's hard to hit on like retail for like on sneakers still for some reason. I don't know why, but like if you can't find a pair for maybe $30-$40 over retail, like you just don't want them.
To be honest, I never thought it was a bad shoe. Even with the restocks and stuff, I still got my pair. I wear them like just casually. Even if I didn't have them, I definitely would have copped now overpaid for mine when they first came out, and I regret that highly now. Definitely still not a bad shoe. I still like them. I still enjoy them. I had to put white laces in them just to make it look a little different, but
I feel like Nike wants everybody to at least have a pair of these. I'm not a fan of them, honestly.
yeah, this shoe's turned into like a polarizing shoe because it's like we all like Dunk. Black and white is like a very simple colorway. You can match it with everything. So there was a time that I wanted these as well. And then I don't know what happens or what it turns into where the demand gets so high where everybody desires it so much. I don't know why it becomes such a hot shoe. And then I do fall into that crowd and I'm not alone in this, where the more you see it sometimes, the less desirable it becomes, and the less a lot of people, get into the sneaker game or you acquire sneakers for whatever your reason is, but it's not to have the same identical pair of shoes whenever you go out in public or you see it at a high volume. So I say that to say I do like the shoe. I like, but what it's turned into, you see it everywhere and people are losing their mind as if it's like their grail, so I don't want to knock that, but from standing on my OG mountain, sometimes I look down and I'm just like, man, I don't know why it turned into that.
A lot of people overhyped it when it first came out, or just gave it the right amount of hype, because obviously back then we didn't know that it was going to restock this much. Like, I was definitely one of those people where I was like, I need it. Then I got a pair. No thanks to Dante, but that's neither here nor there.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I got my pair, and then eventually it got to a point where I hit on 3 pairs, and then I kept one. I still think it's a clean shoe. Like, at this point, it's turned into like my everyday beater shoe, but I wouldn't mind like just grabbing a pair at retail and then just having it in the tuck for like when my regular pair gets messed up. All right, I got another one just on the way, because it is a clean shoe. You can't go wrong with the black and white.
It is a beater shoe,
just
too.
like LeBron said, though. I already knew. I knew he was gonna get 3 pairs. That's why I didn't give you the first pair. I already knew. I was thinking ahead down the line.
No,
I want to go to the next shoe. Like, what y'all want to do? Like, I want to keep going on this one.
I was about to say.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm fucking with you.
But it has been the most consistent shoe as far as like if you're a reseller, like it's the only shoe that you can get and it's going to sell regardless of the price.
I think people just more worried about the stigma behind it now. It's like, with certain shoes, it's kind of like if you have it or if you're copping, like you're not a sneakerhead or into sneakers just because you have that shoe or because you like that shoe or whatever. Even like Elijah and Dante said, like I think like just copping just to have that extra pair, like I'll be cool with that. Like I wouldn't even mind getting another pair, to be honest, just to have for later, just to have an everyday beater shoe. Mine are like all right now, but having one for like 2 years later, it'd be like cool, because then hopefully by that time people will have forgotten about them. I feel like they're like, well, they've already joined in that that wave of like being the Stan Smiths, being the the low Vans, being that the Sambas now. Like they're just like that everyday shoe that people were kicking around, and then or the Air Forces, but then like 2-3 years later, like people were forgotten and see a fresh pair and be like, oh shit, I remember when I had those and cooked them. But it's, I don't think people can deny the fact that it is actually a good shoe.
Some people might objectively look at it and say it's a black and white low Dunk. I don't get it. Like some people don't like Dunks, the silhouette, and black and white might be like boring to them, but it's still that's why I still don't understand why it's such like a crazy like who has made it that popular.
TikToks too is like making them boom, you know?
Yeah,
So,
they see like their favorite TikToker wearing them, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta get that shoe now." And then, like I said, I feel like the people at Nike are like half listening or whatever, so they're like, "All right, people want this shoe. TikTok is making it popping. All right, let's give them more. Let's give them more." And every time they get them, they sell it out. So why would they stop?
Danny, you know what TikTok
Oversaturation.
is? You know what
Put your
TikTok
nice.
is?
I got your TikTok accounts so everyone can follow.
Let me drop my TikTok.
Drop your TikTok accounts on the bottom.
Make sure you follow the pod on TikTok though.
Word, follow Spot on TikTok.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Follow it. And Ray, see his dances. Ray be doing funny dances on TikTok.
hey, yeah.
All right, fellas. So retail or resale?
I mean, I feel like you can't go wrong with retail. But I'm saying like everybody has them, so you're gonna end up paying resale. Like I probably did when they first dropped. Preferably, it would be a retail cop.
I'm still upset that I overpaid for mine when they first came out. Because if I could have foreseen the future, I would have definitely just waited and hit one of the many restocks that happened and got it for retail. This is definitely not a shoe I'm paying over that 110 for. Like I like it, but the amount of times it came out, the opportunities I had to get it already is like it's not worth paying more than that 110, that retail price plus tax. That's literally it for me.
Yeah, I can agree. I feel like I had too many opportunities to get these and I still passed on them. So I just feel like I'm gonna just stick to retail if anything.
Yeah, not to sound redundant, but I have to echo those sentiments because it's like we've had too many opportunities to get these at retail. Like definitely not paying what the resale prices are. I don't even know what they are currently. So yeah, you got to go retail on these.
So number 2, our second shoe is the Sean Witherspoon Adidas Orketo. Orketo?
I think you're saying it right.
Say it,
Pronounce
Danny.
Danny.
Say it.
You would know.
You said me say it?
Pronounce it.
Yeah,
Danny.
go ahead.
Danny knows.
Or it looked like Orketro. So when the R comes out of the T,
don't act like you don't know. You know it. He told you personally. Is that.
Go ahead. What are we feeling about
But
these?
I'm not gonna lie, like I like these a lot. These are definitely better than the Jiminy Crickets, even though I do like the Jiminy Crickets. But I feel like not the new thing, but like the current trend right now is like kind of like that sleek runner look. Like that's why Nike is doing the Vomeros again. Adidas got like Adidas bringing back Ultra Boost. They bringing back the retro, like the Ultra Boost ones and stuff like that. Like and Asics have been coming out with more colorways now. It's like everyone's trying to get like that, that comfy runner look. And I definitely like these like that. This fits into that category. It's not like a bulky shoe. It's like a sleek shoe. He was wearing them with pants. You can wear these with your, high water pants. You can wear these with shorts.
Pants. He wore it with pants. That's crazy.
He wore it with jeans.
That's crazy.
He wore it with jeans. Yeah, I think these will definitely fit into that, sleek, comfortable category. I feel like everyone's gonna be copying these just to run around in, like nothing too crazy. And I feel like these are gonna do good. I like them a lot.
On the contrary,
Yeah.
After you said your whole spiel about how good these are, they
let him finish.
Not the best shoe for me. I mean, I like the colorways. Of course, you know how Spizzy said earth tones with a pop of color.
Shout out to Spiz.
But he's not doing it for me. I won't be copying these. Sean Witherspoon he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
They ain't good.
I like these because I feel like it matches like the vintage aesthetic that I go into. Like what? The vintage aesthetic that I like Ray said, you wear all types of pants.
Oh yeah, word. Hold on, I gotta write these down.
Shorts.
And the colorway,
I said shorts in this.
the colorway is clean. Like I feel like it could go with a lot of like different fits, and it really pops. So I think I'll cop.
I think I do like these. I'm not really a big Adidas fan, and Witherspoon to me has had a lot of misses since the '97. The '97 one is his best shoe by far.
By far.
He peaked at his first shoe. That was like, if y'all remember, that was an Air Max competition where a lot of other people designed Air Maxes to, who Nike was going to actually produce them. But it was a fire shoe. It did low-key change the sneaker game. Everybody went crazy for it. I still want to pay. I know a couple of y'all got it. I know he quickly transitioned to Adidas because they align more with his beliefs. Like he's like, what? He's a vegan. Like they do a lot of like renewable resources.
Business, man.
I'm just saying. So I'm saying I understand why he went to
you.
That's why he's on Adidas. How you got?
Let him do whatever.
Who you work for, Danny?
You vegan?
We're gonna talk about that later in the hype resale value of why people buy shoes and they don't even care about the story. So people got multiple pairs of his shoes and then clowning the man who made them. I don't got none of his shoes. I'm just giving you the context of why he went to Adidas. Adidas uses a lot of recyclable, renewable resources. That's all he's about. Every shoe's been a dud. Them Jiminy Crickets is doo-doo. No. They're trash. They're colorful, cool. Yeah, cool running shoes. They're hiker shoes. Everybody want to look like a hiker. And long story short, I kind of like these. Everything else been a dud. I don't like the superstars, the shell toe, the Run DMC joints, Adidas. Yeah, I don't really fuck with those.
Those were not good.
The ZXs were whatever, the ZX 8000s, the Dragon Ball Z looking shits. Those are kind of cool.
No.
Other than that, I do like these. I like the little, like, they do look like Vomeros. They give me like just straight walking vibes. I'm the OG. I need comfortable shoes to walk. So I do like these. I think you got 3 colorways of these coming out. So
All right, so the question is retail or resale?
I'm not paying more than retail for these. I like them a lot, but like Danny just said, with his most recent Adidas collabs and stuff, they've been decent to me. I like them. I think they're cool, but most of them have that, and it's like you're given an opportunity to get them. I'm not gonna fiend for them. I'm not gonna try to get them early. I'll get them when they release. I'll get them a week after, as long as the retail price is good.
I'm not paying for these. If somebody forced me to pay for these, I'm paying in retail. But I'm not paying anything over retail.
Well, I have to agree. I'm not paying over retail because it's a lot of shoes in store this year. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather hold off on it. I don't really need it, but I go retail if anything.
that was the most polite way to say hell no. That was crazy. Well, I'll keep it consistent. I don't own a pair of Witherspoons yet. So they're kind of nice. They look comfortable, but probably at retail, again, Ray knows. Ray, keep it consistent. Go for 4 out of 8, 4 out of 9. However many he's done. Ray he's like Thanos. He's trying to acquire them all, man. He's trying to front like, yo, got like 3 pairs.
I only got the Air Maxes. That's it.
You got
the Crickets. And the
Jimmy,
right.
the Wish Upon a Stars. When you wish upon, you want to be a real boy. Those you got the real boys. Nah, I'm going retail for these, not resale, unless Ray get accidentally hit on a size too big, and then I take the bigger size, the 11 and a half.
Oh, so you like them?
I dig these. Yeah, I think these are his best ones since the 97. And the ZX ones are kind of cool. But all the other ones with the yarn falling off, I'm good. The Run DMC joints, I'm good. The Jiminy Crickets, I'm definitely good off.
Our next shoe is the Solomon Recut Pack.
I actually just got a pair of Solomons. My first pair of Solomons for Christmas. Really
Are they as comfortable as everybody says they are?
Yeah,
I think so.
It's like the Solomons definitely are comfortable. I really like them a lot. I thought they were going to be like Paul's, a very stiff shoe and like
rigid, right? Yeah.
Gore-Tex. Yeah, I thought they were all like Gore-Tex material as well. They're not all Gore-Tex, but these are definitely nice. I like the fact that they're coming out with like colorful colorways, if that makes sense. I feel like you can wear them in the rain. They're like kind of like a boot, sneaker boot, but they're very comfortable.
Me personally, I don't have a pair of Solomons. I have seen a lot of people like rocking them, so I do want to see like how comfortable they are. I do like all 3 of these colors, so I wouldn't mind any of them, to be honest with you. I'll probably go for that gray. Most likely, yeah, I'll probably go for the gray, most likely. I did also like the Kith drop that they had. What was it, like a month or so ago? I think Kith did a collab with Solomon as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying to get a pair, see how comfortable they are, and I'll definitely let you guys know if I do get a pair, if I do get for retail.
I have a pair of Solomons, and they are comfortable. What I like about it most is the lacing setup. It's not like a regular shoe where it has like shoe laces, but they could easily like just throw on and just head out. These colorways are crazy. Me personally, I like the brown one. Throughout the year, it's gonna look good in like summertime, spring, But yeah, I definitely
with the shorts.
Yeah.
Nah, you
pants.
can't.
All different
Nah,
types of pants.
I was about to
can't
say,
wear pants with these?
You can't wear these with jeans. Nah.
No jeans with the
Solomons
Solomon.
sweats. High waters or sweats.
Okay. I thought just no pants. You was rocking these no pants.
Yeah, no
I was
pants.
like, that's crazy. Don't ever rock these around me. Don't ever wear Solomons around me. Nah, I mean, I also don't have any Solomons yet. I think it's interesting, put on my OG hat again. Like we even discussed the Solomons, and we look behind. I got no Solomons here, but that's also I'm not knocking it, because I do, go back to the Orketros or to like Vomeros we keep bringing up. A lot of people in 2022, 2023, like even the Balenciaga ugly like triple S runners, like they're super expensive, but they're supposed to look like Asics or some like super just walking comfortable type shoe or whatever type of shoe. Maybe not Asic, but it's supposed to look like a super like expensive but runner. They're supposed to look like a bullshit ass like track shoe, and like that's very fashionable now. Solomons are just like walking hiking shoes. Like everybody's apparently into just like walking now. Like so. I like them. They're cool. They look comfortable. But then I'm also like, do I want them naturally, or like, is it like genuine, or do I want them because everyone's getting them?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people still don't have these. I feel like a lot of people still don't really care for them. Like, to be honest, I haven't seen like a public figure with Solomons on to be like, oh, people are rocking them because, i.e. Travis or Ye rock them. I haven't seen, really anyone, I guess, famous really have them.
Everybody's reference points is different. So like, yeah, it's a weird, like, I don't want to like knock anyone's reference points, like just movies or music or your big brother, like culture. culture plays a big difference. So like SBs to Sambas and everything, they all have like different purposes, Solomons, and then they get like, that's the great thing about streetwear and like hip hop. We like repurpose shit all the time. So like, yeah, like we've like taken Solomons and like we might not be using them for their exact purpose, but it's like now this is what we use it for. So like it's my own personal battle again. Like I'm trying to find my reference point or like what's really motivating me to like acquire a pair, because I do like them, but then it's like I'm gonna just look like everyone else for now, or like is it gonna fade out? Like I never wanted them 10 years ago. Am I gonna want them in 10 years? Certain other shoes to me are timeless and they're like, you can't question them.
Yeah, we just need time to
Agreed.
sit with it, to be honest. Like we've sat with Jordans and SBs and stuff for years now. So it's like, we're kind of like in that phase where it's like, I'm not copping every Jordan, every SB that comes out. I'm just getting the ones that I know I like,
All right, y'all. So retail or resale?
For these ones, I think retail is like what, 180,
170.
190 on these? 170?
It's 170. Yeah.
Damn.
So me personally, I mean, I wouldn't pay over retail for a pair of shoes that are technically a running shoe or a walking shoe, whatever you want to call it. So I would say I'm only paying that retail price.
I mean, every shoe considered like a running shoe, but not a walking shoe. But
Well, that was
I get what
made
you
for running. You feel me?
for hiking.
Or hiking, running, whatever it is. I'm only paying that retail price.
No, but I also do agree. I'm only paying retail.
Yeah, I'm not paying no more than retail on these. It's a fire shoe though, fire colorways, but I'm sticking to retail.
Now I'm going retail. I don't think the Solomons is, even though they're very popular, I don't think unless it's like a collab, they're gonna hit like resale prices yet. So you can get these still at retail. I think they're gonna sit.
All right, y'all. Let's go into our final shoe for retail or resale. I feel like this is a hype shoe, at least within our group, and that is the Lucky Green 2s.
I was able to get the last two that came out in December. I was really happy with those. I wish these would have came out first because I definitely would have got just these and not both. So I'm thinking about even like, getting rid of the other pair and just copying these. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't like having too many shoes that have like the same base color. Just my preference is like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna want to wear it as much if they have the same base color. Like they both have a white base. So it's like, but I think these are really fire. I wish these would have came out like in the beginning when they were trying to like bring back the 2 silhouette. If these were like one of the first pairs that would have came out, I feel like that would have been like a great start for that rather than like the lows and, rather than the lows. Obviously the off-whites were a great start, but the lows, the weird like color lows they were doing, I wasn't really feeling any of them. I feel like they should have started with the OGs, the off-whites and these. That would have been like a great like bring introduction back of the 2s since everyone was like, oh, they're not fans of them and stuff like that. But this is a really clean colorway, the white and green. I feel like you could wear that with almost anything. But a lot of people not gonna rock it properly, but I know I can see myself with these.
Yeah, same here. I mean, me personally, I'm like a sucker for green. It's like anything that has green, I might just gravitate towards it. Like I'm not a big fan of 2s. I've had a couple 2s in like my collection. I've had like the black and white pair. I had that pair that Mal has above them as well. And then I did also get those Chicago's as well that just dropped. So I know that Jordan Brand is trying to bring back a lot of these 2s. Like Ray said, it would have been better if they would have dropped these first because I don't really need the Chicago's. I'd rather take these over the Chicago's. Me personally, definitely a shoe that I'm looking forward to copping. And I do love that green as well as that like sale on the midsole as well.
Me personally, I do not like these at all. And I don't like them because I feel like with 2s, you should stick to OG colorways. And I feel like ever since the passing of Virgil and him actually touching Jordan 2 low, that Nike was just like pushing 2s now for some reason. It's getting a little annoying because it's like, I feel like 2s are very like,
coveted.
It's very coveted. And I feel like it shouldn't be like played with different colorways, like a green. Like I feel like it just doesn't look right. And I feel like it's going to be a lot harder to wear, but don't get me wrong, like the material, like the sale is fire. Like I like that, but I don't see myself copying these now.
2s are, I think it is like to, elaborate on what Matt was saying, like they are like a coveted shoe. Like it is like a niche shoe. Like certain people love it. Like people were anticipating that Chicago release for years. Like they've been wanting like certain colorways of the 2s release and like Nike didn't do it for a while. So now I do believe, the success of the off-white 2s, I do think we're starting to see, we noticed as well, like we talked about the last episode, they're starting to like seed and like, plant like more 2 colorways for kids, low, different colors and everything. So, I mean, if I didn't get the like Chicago's, it's also like, I agree, it's hard for me to get almost any other like OG colorway. 2s is a difficult silhouette. Sometimes, again, like certain people love it, certain people don't. Put the green on it, like, that's where the OG hat comes on once again. The people gonna hate me this episode, but like Jordan himself didn't even like the color green. So like this is a clean shoe. It is nice. I like what they did with the aged or the sail midsole, and I think it's got some laces to accompany that. So it is nice. It's hard to argue like that off-white age and green look. I do like it, but yeah, it's hard with the two sometimes. Like I'm still like, I guess on that side of like, the two hasn't really done it for me yet. That was my first J ever with the low top university joints. Like not my favorite, but if I didn't get the Chicagos or the Chromes or the Mellows, like, or I'm not like, it's not a big desire. It might not just be for me.
Nah, you just don't like them because you were scarred.
Might subconsciously, maybe I don't want anything to do with twos.
He's
I
messed
rock
up.
the shit out of them low UNC twos, but that's all. I had no choice. I rocked them. I had these options behind me. I had no options. It was those
Or the mid Air Force.
Oh shit! You gotta bring the mids up. Yeah, I had the mids, man. That was terrible. With the flap that when it gave up on you.
No.
Yeah, hard time. It's just hard. My parents, they love me though. I was well fed at least.
He said I was well fed.
I had a good coat in the winter at least. You know what I mean? Like,
Yo.
Retail or resale?
all right.
That retail price is what, 210 or something?
Is
I
it?
got bills to pay. It's like 200, 210.
But you just say you anticipating these. The people anticipate you not dropping
Of course.
210 on me.
I mean, I'm a do the raffle, man. If I win, I win, man. If it's meant for me, it's meant for me. But like I said, I like even if I can't get them, I'll get rid of the
It's
Chicago's
185.
for these. Oh,
You would get
so
rid of
right
the
now-
Chicagos for these?
Right now,
You just
yeah.
said- is that what you said?
Right now, yeah.
Crazy.
All right, man. All right, man. Give them
Crazy,
up anyway.
man.
Yo, take those
Give 'em
Chicagos.
anyway.
Yo, take them to round 2 before they close. Hurry up. Go.
It's over. Round 2 done.
Oh, there you gotta go to round 3.
It's
Go
a
to round 3.
TKO. It's a TKO.
It's on the
right
same
now.
block.
Oh, yeah.
Round 3 is across the street.
That's crazy.
It's a TKO for round 2 right now, but I
You
think I
taking
would.
these over Chicago?
Right now, this opinion may change when I get them in person. If I get them in person before I get rid of them, it may change. But as of right now, based on the on feet pictures and just the pictures of people, having them in hand or whatever, I would rather the white and green. Like I said, like I don't like having the same, multiple silhouettes with the same base color.
Yeah, with me, I'm doing retail as well. I think I saw retail was 185. I don't know if it's going to be 210 or not, but if it's 185, I could do 185. Like I said, I don't think these twos are going to like sell out or go up in retail value. I mean, resale value. So I'm pretty sure that retail should be an easy cop. And then if I don't get it for retail, it shouldn't be too high over like the retail mark to get that resale, to pay resale for the shoe.
I honestly see these in the Nike outlets. So
That's a fact.
I let
These
it
about to camp. These about to sit.
these about to be a Nike outlet. So I mean, if I had to choose, I'd go retail, but
30% off more.
30% off it sound nice.
Yeah, I guess you got to go for retail for these. I mean, I don't think they're going to go up in price. They might drop in price. So if you really want them, you can still get them. Probably under retail if you wait. So resale might, benefit you in this. Because resale, we always say resale, but resale doesn't always mean the price is going to skyrocket. So I think in the first few episodes, we discussed that like resale might be in your benefit and it might drop, it might dip. So if you really want these, go for resale. Maybe I think they're going to dip.
Let's get into our second segment, which is hot take. And today's hot take question is, what drives the value of a shoe? Is it the price, the hype, the endorsement, the cosign, the collab? Is it just people wearing it? Like, what drives that price, or what drives us to want it?
Like, I think, I mentioned it earlier, and Danny was touching on it earlier too, is like...
Yeah, I was not. I wasn't.
Yo.
I wasn't.
Yo.
I wasn't. Think
You were
before
speaking,
you speak.
you were,
Think before you
he was
speak, man.
speaking on this
Slow
earlier.
down. Slow down.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I feel like with most sneakers is usually like what people see. Shout out my boy Kev, because literally like, what was that, 2014, 2015? He was literally he was showing me, he was on eBay copying all the SBs. Every SB he could get, he was copying them. And he was like, people don't really care about these. And then it's like, it took like 2016, 2017, you see Travis Scott wearing SBs, and now everyone's Nike SB crazy now all of a sudden. And it's like, these SBs have been here this whole time. What drives the resale price is like the access to the shoes. If people aren't able to get them, they want them more. When there's limited pairs, people want them more. If they're like, we're only making 500 pairs and they're numbered 1 through 500, everyone's gonna go crazy. But if it's like, we're making 5 million pairs, people are gonna be like, like fuck them shits. Like, I don't want them. It's kind of like people just want to have stuff just because they know other people don't have it.
It's difficult because like everybody, I said earlier, everybody has different reference points, and like I think today it's a mixture. It's a lot of because you have the Amamaneri releases, and like the only hype they're really running off of is the Jordan silhouette, and like they're doing great storytelling and like using great materials, and they're really only like talking to like a certain community, a certain niche, or like people who get it. And like that shoe is translated into like being heavily sought after within the sneaker community. All of them, from the 12 is probably going to follow suit as well. Other shoes like SBs that have been around for a while, it is like more of the celebrity endorsement and stuff. So like you gotta like, it really is down to the individual and what drives you always to make your purchases and make your shoes. Like you buying it because you want to look like so and so, you want to fit in, or you like it because you want to buy it because you really like it. But we're all influenced like that. So I'm not really I never try to be a gatekeeper, super OG. Like I like what I like. I have my reference points. I was influenced by certain things at one point as well, and I like don't indulge certain things as well just because it's not, you know, it doesn't speak to me, doesn't align to me. But then you stay stagnant, you stay stuck, you don't try new things. So like it depends. Like endorsement does help. You know, Ray, you know, said it, seeing people wearing it and seeing, okay, that does look interesting. Okay, how could I put a little, you know, my own like style on it and everything. So today, like, you know, with the internet though, the internet is like, back in the day, it was really just if you saw it in person, maybe you came across it at a sneaker store, you know, that was like, it was limited options or limited chances to attain that shoe. Now we're like, we have too many options. There's so many shoes and so many people endorsing so many different things. So it's like, which do you align with? It really comes down to like the individual.
I feel like everything gets taken into account for me as far as like when I buy a shoe. There's certain shoes that I've bought in my collection because I've seen like my family or friends that wore them when I was younger and I just wanted them and I never had the opportunity to get them. And now that I have the money to buy them, I do buy them. There's shoes that I bought because of the price. Like the shoes that went, like I said, me and Danny worked at a sneaker store before. There's shoes that went on sale that people weren't buying, but being that they're on sale, I get a discount price. They're a comfortable shoe. Like a lot of Ultra Boosts that I have, I bought them because I got them on sale. I'm not paying $200 retail for Ultra Boost at the time. Even though the hype was crazy, I only bought them because I got them at a good price. But there's also other shoes, like we said, in this era, there's a lot of this TikTok or influencers that are bigging up these shoes for a lot of these younger kids that are buying these shoes just because their favorite TikToker are wearing them, like the Panda Dunks or what's the other, like the Obsidian ones that everybody was wearing. So I feel like I take everything in consideration before I do buy them. But a lot of shoes that I do buy is because I've seen my dad, who was like a big sneakerhead, have them when I was younger, and it was always a shoe that I wanted, like the White Cement 4s, which I still don't have. I feel like right now I do take everything in consideration, but there are shoes that are influenced by everybody has them, so I want them. Like Off-White, I don't really need no Off-White 5s. I bought them, but that's just because I had the money to buy them. But it was never like anything sentimental behind the reason buying them.
Me personally, just to reiterate off of what Dante said, I feel like it goes based off of culture, which you was brought up like as a kid wearing, and like different colorways that you like used to see. I feel like it goes with that, and also it might be comfortability. It might just also how you style yourself might corroborate with how you wear your shoes too. So what shoes best fit you in that aspect too as well.
But where would you
everybody
like?
has the same shoes for the most part right now, but it's just like Mal said, it depends how you wear them. Like everybody doesn't wear the shoes the same.
I feel like at this point, like, you know, I've said it to y'all multiple times. Like I'm working off a want versus need system. I want a lot of shoes, but it's gotten to the point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna get the shoes that I feel like I need. Because for me at this point, obviously when I was a kid, like I see people wear it or I see celebrities wear it, like I want it. But I've gotten to the point where like I'm not even thinking about buying a shoe until I've seen it in person, at least once. Like either in hand or on somebody's feet. Like I need to know what it looks like in person before I even think about buying it, just off the strength where it's just like these pictures that we get, they're not telling the accurate story. Like for example, like those Citrus 7s. I thought that I needed them because I really do like them. Saw them in person, terrible quality. So for me, it comes down to just seeing it in person before even taking that leap to want to go buy it.
Yeah, but I always will say like that influencer presence has that highest value on shoes, because it's like it has people buying shit they don't really need or care about or really want. Like which I was saying earlier about the running shoes and shit. Like you got people buying Sambas. You know, Samba, they play soccer in Sambas. Like I remember like my mom bought me and my brother that we used to play soccer. We were playing soccer in Sambas. Like that's the only way I could imagine myself having a pair of those, you know, or even Air Forces. But Air Forces just have never done it for me. But you know, they see what is it, the Dr. Dre, the DJ Khaled, all these Air Force, Fat Joe, all these Air Forces. Like, oh, I got Air Force for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's like that makes people go like, oh yeah, I always need a pair of clean Air Forces. Like that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That would drive that value of it. Now, I never thought I would see a time in my life where Air Forces were out of stock. There was a time period where Air Force was literally out of stock, and that's like ridiculous to me. Just because you saw such and such wear it, now you know now you're automatically craving. Now I need this shoe. I need it. Like it's what I really don't like, because then it's like you really have people who don't care about, you know, like Danny said, like the story or anything about the shoes other than like I said, like seeing they want other people to see them with these. I feel like there's two halves of like the sneaker world. It's like the half who like, I guess like us, like we care about the shit we cop. We're not copying everything. We just copying what we like. We're copying OGs. We're copying old sneakers, the pennies and stuff like that. Stuff that we actually care about. And then there's people who are just like, all right, I just need these shoes just because they came out. I need to show everyone I got every shoe that came out. Like you said, like I got the shoes before release date.
The status type.
Yeah, it's like a status thing. Like
That
like
ties into like Malachi saying with culture. Like culture dictates that, but culture is different for everybody. Everybody has a different like reference point. Like now the culture is like, you know, or there is no the culture. I don't know if it's like two sides. I think it's like maybe, and then they do kind of blend a little bit. Like there's a gray area too, because like we're all guilty of that too. Like I said, I don't want to come off on this episode like some OG like gatekeeper type shit, because we're all guilty of like instant gratification and like stick to your guns and like what you like and don't change, you know, who you are at the core, but also like be open-minded, you know, stick to what you want. You're gonna be influenced by people as well, like naturally, but also like I think you gotta like really break it down sometimes, like not be that dramatic and look yourself in the mirror, but it's like, do I need these like really, or do I want, like Elijah said too, like everybody's hitting valid points, like do I need these, do I want these? I think it's a tough game. Like yeah, we all like have those, you know, guilty moments. Is like, you know, you try to like be more strategic in your purchases. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna like support that or like be a part of that. Look like, you know, yeah, you can't help it. Like I don't want to look like the people wearing that, or oh I do, but I'm gonna do it in this way. So like we're all guilty of that, but like still at your heart, you gotta, you know, wear what you like at the end of the day. Like I think that's what makes the beauty of what we all like. We all wear what we like, and we all may have similar silhouette shoes and similar like, you know, hoodies, hats, or whatever, but it's all like expressing our own personal like what we bring to it. So like that's what I love about the whole like culture or whatever. So like if your shoe is like a shoe that we all frown upon, like at the end of the day, like I gotta still catch myself and be like, all right, man, you know, get it how you live, do it. It's just not for me. Can we have the 2 minutes for a vigil for the round two? Ray wanted to do. Ray, get the lighter.
Go ahead, Ray. Talk on round two, man.
We got 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
I know round two is Danny's favorite store, and I know he's very hurt that, you know, a store that on his block closed down. So, you know,
yeah, that's not my block.
I don't know. Like I kind of felt like shit like that was coming, like all these like trading stores and stuff popping up everywhere. It's like it was bound to happen that they start closing down. So I feel like even like the one around the corner literally just opened.
There's 3 on the same block.
That whole neighborhood, there's like 4 or 5 you could go to, right? There's a bunch.
Yeah. Look out your window. Look out your window, Danny, and count them. But I feel like they're all like, I don't know. It's like it's slowly. It's literally like open. It was probably at the peak, and then literally once the one across the street open, it just every time a store opens, it goes down.
Yeah, they were consignment stores before, but they like kind of, you're right though. They blazed the trail. They were there. They were kind of like killing that block, that market for a little bit, and then everybody came in on their turf and then kind of like squeezed them out.
Yeah, because even like other consignment stores, they would have literally like a whole bunch of other things. They would have like Givenchy shit, like old fucking Celine Gucci shit. It wouldn't just be like streetwear. That's a horrible game, not a horrible game, a tricky game to get into. And it's like round two had it. They were the only ones. They had a monopoly of it. And it's like once everyone else started doing it, it kind of fucked them over.
You're right though, because they had the streetwear and no one was doing streetwear and sneakers and like all the accessories, like right on drop day, like they were the hot spot. As soon as people caught from Supreme, any release, Extra Butter at Nike, anywhere, they ran right over there. Yep. And now everybody saw that. People just scouted it on some Willy Wonka shit. They said, oh, all right, bet. And then they just cut right across the street, up the block, around the corner. There's a bunch everywhere in that neighborhood. Their own people left on them. So I wonder if they still got the Virginia location, which is the flagship.
They do.
But
They do.
That's the flagship.
Oh, Virginia. I know they kept the vintage shop.
Yeah.
Around the
And
corner.
I think Hollywood is still up there too, but I wouldn't be surprised seeing all of them except for maybe Virginia close down, or maybe even Hollywood not close down.
But vintage is open because, like what Ray said, vintage sells higher priced garments and pieces and like higher fashion. Like so they pay the rent.
Bigger range of shit. Like you know what I'm saying, you can go in a vintage spot and find Jordans in the vintage spot. You can find basketball shit in the vintage spot.
Don't shop with them, man. Chicken Chase Vintage. That's where you get your vintage.
Facts. Chicken Chase
Vintage.
Facts.
Check me out, yo. Check me out.
All right, fellas. Episode 6. Thanks for coming. See y'all next time.
Subscribe, like,
subscribe.